Hey, this is the Daily Overpass. My name is Eric and I make apps. Now today I want to talk about enterprise apps and reluctant users. Okay, so today the weather, it's not raining, it's not too windy, it's a little bit gray, but it's not too bad. But I could come outside and do the video today. So I thought I would come out to one of my favorite filming locations, which is just outside the office. You know, the place where I bury all the dead bodies. So today I want to talk about enterprise apps because we've been doing a lot of those lately. Apps for clients, mostly companies. So a lot of internal applications which don't necessarily hit the App Store, although sometimes they do. Sometimes they're through the volume purchase program on the App Store, or through the enterprise distribution program. I mean, for Android it's easy, or through Microsoft Intunes, but sometimes it's just on the App Store. So on the App Store and with a good password protection and all that kind of stuff. So it's a little bit easier doing enterprise applications because you have a smaller group of users to cater for. You don't have to get people to download it. A lot of times they have to download it as part of their job. They need to use these applications, right? And a lot of times when you're working with somebody, you're working with like just like one or two managers, and you're not thinking about the users in general. Oh, well, that's not true. As an app developer, somebody who puts stuff on the app stores, I'm always thinking about the users. And a lot of times we have discussions like, hey, why don't we just make like a little tutorial thing here, or let my designer do a little bit of work on this because I think we can make this look a lot better. And you would be surprised how often somebody will say, no, it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter how good it looks, right? So when you do stuff for the App Store, you're constantly thinking about design and, you know, how we could, you know, we need to have a good looking icon. We need to have a good looking welcoming screen, all this kind of stuff. And a lot of times for an internal, like an intranet environment, or through a corporate application, nobody's really concerned with that, right? It's funny. And it's kind of always been that way. So I used to do a lot of work for intranet sites. So working for companies, I was working for investment banks, I worked for a few publishers. And I can remember one manager saying to me, when I was saying, hey, we're doing web at the time, so we're doing some jQuery work, said, hey, why don't we have it fade in here? And I was talking about all the stuff that we could do, which would have been really cool. And he was like, nah, let's just do the basics because, you know, just get it done. And I was like, yeah, but it would look really good. And, you know, it'll get people to use it more. If we can make the user interface look better, more people will use it and they'll be more engaged. And his response to me was, they don't have a choice whether or not they want to use it, they have to use it, right? Which is true. A lot of times in these corporate applications, they have to use it, but still, as software developers, as creative people, as creative software developers that we are, we have to always think about the user, even when the managers aren't, even when they're just like, we just need to get it done, Eric. We just need to get this done. No more messing about, no more doing stuff. It's like, yeah, but you always want, as a developer, you guys are probably the same as me. When somebody opens up your application or looks at something that you've created, you want them to say, ooh, or wow, or this is really cool, and not, I have to use it. And a lot of times when you work in corporate enterprise environments, at least in my experience, I found the case where nobody cares so much about the user experience, at least not as much as they should do. And that's something that we try, well, I try to delight users with doing, but I always hated that statement. We don't have to make it good because they're forced to use it. They have to use it, you know, tough if they don't like it. Have you ever had that? For those of you guys who have done work for corporate environments, have you ever found that to be the case? Or is it just me? Because it hasn't happened just once or twice. I mean, it's happened like at least half a dozen times in my career. And it still happens, you know, now. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you guys. I hope you're having a good day. Let me know if you found that way, if you do corporate work, or do you only do App Store work? So anyway, that is it for today. I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow.